Hey folks, today I want to talk with you about nutrient removal from forage systems. And when we think about, forage systems, I need you guys to have in mind that we are not talking about only one piece of the systems. And we need to understand all of them to see what we are doing and how we are affecting the whole system. So first of all, I need to understand about my resource, what I have there in terms of soil, weather, plants, because it will affect the way plant grow. And I also need to define the way we are going to utilize these systems. Are we talking about a grazing system or a hayfield, for example? But by the end of the day, we have a soil that we have plants growing that we need to harvest using animals or any kind of baler or any kind of equipment. And by the end of the cycle, we need to transform the forage we harvest there in some animal product, okay? So how do we understand the way we are removing nutrients in systems like this? Well, first of all, if we are in a grazing situation, we will have an animal-driven system. What it means that we have a lot of inputs, fertilizers, manure, legume, feeds, all we are, offering to the animals in that system. But by the end of the day, we are exporting as well. We are sending animals out of the farm. And yes, we need to consider that we have some kind of cycling on it. The urine, plant residues, roots, growing, rhizomes, nodules, everything is happening there. And at the same time, we have insects, fungi, and bacteria helping us to make some of these nutrients available for the plants. But there is no magic on it. When we sell a pair of cow calf, for example, we are sending out of the farm 10 pounds of nitrogen, 7 pounds of phosphorus, and at least 1 pound of potash. So if your situation is not exactly a grazing situation, but it's a hayfield, you need to understand a little bit about it as well. Because, for example, out of an alfalfa field, we can remove something around 12 pounds per ton of phosphorus and 60 pounds per ton of potash. If we are talking about brown grass or tall fescue, those numbers will be around 12 and 40. And even in our native grass, that some of the varieties we have, most of us will say something like, well, those natives, we don't care too much because we are not removing that much. Yes, we are removing from the end as well. And we are expecting removals around 5.4 pounds per ton of phosphorus and 30 pounds per ton of potash. So yes, by the end of the day, we are sending nutrients out. And understand that animals is a source of removal. Selling hay is another way we're sending nutrients out. But we need to consider other things. We need to consider, for example, erosion, runoff, chemical fixation, and weeds as well. Well, if I have a great forage stand, I will reduce soil loss, and I will keep more soluble nutrients in my soil. If I can avoid bare ground, if I can avoid overgrazing or over harvesting and respect the stubble heights to do not have bare soil there, all of it will be controlled as well. And when we're thinking about chemical fixation, the idea will be to reduce the loss of P and K, which will end up giving to us less plant available nutrients because we are losing P and K. They will be held by the soil particles, and however they are there, they will not be available for the plants into the soil system. And the last one will be weeds. That's interesting because the more we are removing out of the systems and we have bare soil, we have room for weeds, we start to grow weeds. And that is the time we start to think about fertilizer the pastures, to input some nutrients in the pasture. So if we decide to apply any kind of, NP and K when we start to have weeds there, are we fertilizing forage or weeds? So those are things that we need to thinking when we are working in a forage systems. And based on all of it, I would like to tell you guys that my goal for fertilizing forest system will be fertilized plants. Okay, we can talk about building soil fertility, but the best place to have dollars is in the bank. We are here thinking about fertilized plants to obtain a desired plant response. And these fertilizers should depend upon soil characteristics, forage species, and the objectives of the systems. What are your needs for your forage systems? Where are you going with it? Do you know what are the target of your system? Well, based on it, we're going to try to design a fertility program for you to reach your objectives. And there is only one way to do it, is to getting a soil test, is to understand what you have in the soil. And there is no way we can deal with the high fertilizer prices we have right now without a soil test. And again, if you have a soil test and you know more about what we have in the soil, we are going to target lime and fertilizer applications to pastures with greater potential for economic and profitable response. Those are the ones we are looking for to get the best results, the best economic results out of your forage systems. Well, these were my thoughts for you for today. Hope to see you guys next time.